All right, and welcome everyone to Together Tuesdays. My name is Kevin Vogel. I'm going to be your host today, and I have Alex with me today. Alex, say hello.
Welcome, everyone. Thanks for joining.
And I have Melissa Mintz, who's always with us. Hi, Melissa.
Hey, Kevin. Hey, Alex.
All right, so today we got some great topics here. Alex and Melissa are going to talk about how to create and perform bulk operations inside of Inkscape, which I'm sure all of you use on a regular basis. I'm going to go over the new Microsoft Teams webinar, and this is a great product from Microsoft built into Teams, and it will allow you to have registration and do a whole bunch of cool stuff inside the new platform of webinar. And then we're going to talk about how you can integrate email into your Microsoft Teams environment. So with that, we'll get started here, and we will have Alex and Melissa take over the screen and show you exactly how to do some bulk operations inside of Inkscape. Who's going to take over, Melissa, you or Alex?
I'm going to be demonstrating that today, and it should be quick and easy and simple. So with that, I will start sharing my screen. All right, so hopefully everybody is able to see my screen.
We got you.
Okay, perfect. So if everybody notices, I'm inside the Inkscape platform. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to navigate into the Manage tile. So I'm going to click in there, and that will take you to what's formerly known as Inkscape 365. Now to access the bulk operations, because we've gotten a lot of requests for people to do things in bulk like litigation hold, mailbox auditing, things of that nature, I'm going to click on the navigation called Office 365. And I'm going to scroll down the left-hand navigation, and here you'll see Kevin and Alex the title Bulk Operations. So I'm going to click on Bulk Operation Listing. This is going to show me in my little demo account here the status, the action type, the operation parameters of bulk operation listings that we've already have done here within the Sirius, or formerly the Champion tenant. The ellipses will let you retry any of these. You'll see also things like when the job was completed, so it's time and date stamped. You'll also see if it was initiated by somebody, that will be here. And also what the operation parameters are, if there are any. So here you can see, we have litigation hold, mailbox auditing, in-place archive, things of that nature.
So one question, when there isn't a date next to job complete, does that mean it didn't complete?
That's a good question. I'm going to presume so, but that's something I could double check with the Inkscape Manage team for sure. But if somebody wanted to do a new bulk operation, the button here on the top right, I will click on that. And here is where you can go and choose your action. You could do in-place archive, litigation hold, mailbox auditing. You could disable accounts, set strong passwords to be required, set a retention policy, or even disable OA. So currently, these are the actions that are available to you to do in bulk. Should there be an action that you would like to see, please don't be shy and reach out to us, because our support team and our development team love the feedback and are always looking to add new features. To be able to do one of these actions, it's as simple as using the radio button to select which action you want to do, and then just following the on-screen steps. So, you just follow the steps to doing in-place archive. For litigation hold, you'd follow the steps in order to enable that to do that in bulk, and so on and so forth. And you go, linearly from step 1 to step 2 to step 3, which is confirming the request. So here's where you'd go and confirm the request, select the users and users for that, and then that bulk action would then be in place for those individuals within the organization. Any questions?
Well, I know I do. So go back to choose an action, when you, for instance, pick the litigation hold, I noticed you could actually put down how many days you want to do litigation hold for. So there's some parameters that you set up here in the first screen, depending upon which bulk action you're talking about, correct?
That is correct. Yes. So you could determine how the duration of time for that, as well as, I think in place archive, you could put on auto expanding if you want to, just by toggling this button to the right. So yes, there are some parameters on this choose action screen that you can do, like here.
Right. So the retention policy. Okay. This is great. Oh, so a lot of people don't set their retention policy because they don't know how, to be honest with you. This is a great way for them to go in, set their retention policy, and then you go in and select the users on the next page, right? So if you just clicked something, yeah, so you could say all users, or you could filter for users. So if you wanted to do a department, let's say, is that possible? Oh, it is.
Yep.
Okay.
Department, manager, and office, absolutely possible. Yep. And you could select a filter, equal to, not equal to, contain, so you can, do your parameters that way and search for a parameter, reporting, exchange, etc. This is our demo account. You can use the filter, so you can select a mailbox or add a mailbox, or you can select all users. So there are several different options.
Once you do that, they show up in that select the users category.
Mm-hmm. And then under confirm, that's where you'll see all of that, and this is just confirming that this is the action that you want to do. So here we provide user text here, or helper text, to just, clarify by checking this box, this is, what this system is going to be doing.
Great. It seems pretty easy, right? Straightforward?
Pretty straightforward, yes.
And once you hit the submit button, how long does it take?
I think it's pretty instantaneously. I haven't done this personally myself, but I think it's pretty much in real time to take place.
Oh, great. Okay.
That's something I could double check on too.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure it is too, at least within a minimal amount of time.
Correct.
Okay. All right. I don't see any questions. If you have questions, you can post them right here in the chat section, in the meeting chat, and Melissa or myself or someone will actually go in and answer the question for you. Anything else you want to cover in here? Any other bulk operations that are available?
No, I think that's it at this time, Kevin, but if any questions do come up, folks, don't hesitate to reach out to me, and either I'll answer it for you or be glad to get it to the appropriate person on the team.
Okay, that's great. Oops, let me go back to my presentation here. Oops, sorry about that. I got to go in and grab it here. Oh. All right, sorry about that, but that's what happens when you jump back and forth. All right, so we actually are now going to start talking about webinars in Microsoft Teams. Now, as you know, we've had the availability to do meetings like we're doing right now. We've also had the availability to do live events. Now, webinars is another option that's available to you inside your calendar, inside of Microsoft Teams. So as you probably know, we used to be limited to 300 people inside a single Teams meeting. Well, that now has been expanded since webinar came out, and you can now have up to 1,000 people inside a Microsoft Teams meeting or webinar. And now, obviously, you can go up to 20,000 people inside a Teams live event. So you have a lot of options on how to present content to an audience and give yourselves the flexibility of registration, of asking things like polling questions and things like that. And you'll see here with Microsoft Teams, you can reach 1,000 attendees in full interactive mode. So in other words, they can actually chat with you, ask you questions. If you allow them to, you can they can unmute their microphones. So there's a lot of things that you can do with up to 1,000 people. But once you get into the broadcast feature, which is anything over 1,000 people, it says up to 10,000 right now because that's a standard issue, but we're still at the 20,000 because of COVID. Microsoft actually upped that to 20,000. We will be going back to 10,000 once those things come off. But you'll see that those are not interactive. They're more on a broadcast presentation where you're presenting to an audience. They can have a question and answer where they can ask you questions, but they can't unmute their microphones. They basically become attendees instead of participants. And there's a difference between the two. But it's really easy, and I'm actually going to do a live demo here for you in a second, but I thought I'd walk you through here. Once you open up your calendar, and you'll see that there is a drop-down menu next to new meeting. And now you'll see that you can schedule a meeting, you can do a webinar, or you can do a live event. So now the webinar is now part of that new meeting drop-down that's been there for a while for live events. Once you go into that, in fact, here, let's go right into my calendar here, and we'll do it live. I'll show you. So here's my calendar. If I go in here, you'll see that the drop down is to schedule a meeting. You can do a webinar. You can do a live event. So if you do a webinar now, you'll see it takes you to a screen here. And in here, you can have registration. So you can either do no registration for this webinar, you can do registration in your organization, or if you enable the policy, and you have to enable the policy using PowerShell, you can do webinars for people outside of your organization where they can register for the event. And we're enabling it now. I just saw it the other day. This is a brand new feature, so we're actually enabling it here at Sirius, but I have to go through our security department to get that done. But we're going to have that enabled for ourselves. Once you do that, obviously you can go in here and now have a registration form that you can actually send the link out and have people register for the event. You can go in here very easily. You can upload an image, your logo, if there's a title for the event or whatever image you want to create, you can just upload that image. You'll notice that they want you to do at least a 918 by 120 pixel picture to be able to do this. So to get best results, it's got to be at least 918 by 120. Real easy to upload it from your computer. You obviously add in here the title. You could put the date and time. Obviously, the time zone will be adjusted for your people that are registering for you. It's going to obviously give you some links. You can add speakers here. So if I wanted to add, let's say, Melissa to my speaker down here. She didn't pop up, but she would. And then I could put a little speaker bio down here in here, and I can add as many speakers that I want. I can go in here and customize my registration form here. Obviously, first name, last name, email. But then if I want to add things like city, state, zip code, industry, job title, organization, and I can even do custom fields down here. Once you do all of that, you can go in here and view this in a browser, make sure it looks good to you, hit the save button, and get a copy of the registration link so that this can be sent out as part of your email invite that you want to send out to people. So very easy to go in here and customize your email or your registration form that you want to do for a webinar. Then it's a basic meeting. Let's be honest, you're going to put the title down here. If you're going to be inviting some speakers in here, you can make sure that you invite them right in here. Date, time, how long it's going to last, and it looks exactly like a meeting. In fact, you want to make sure that those people that you're inviting, so for instance, if Melissa was one of the people that I wanted in here, I could go in here and you'll notice it will tell me that Melissa is available, but not at 2:30. She's available at 3 to 3:30. So I might want to adjust my time to make sure that I give, the proper time to Melissa. If I want to change this to an hour long, just that easy. And I can go in here and pick 3 to 4. Very easy to use this. You can also go in here if you have multiple people, go into the scheduling assistant, and it will actually show what's available on all of our calendars. So makes it very, very easy to schedule one of the webinars here. I'm not going to do it, obviously, but you could see that it works the same. I just showed it to you live instead of doing it here in the slide format. You can also, like I said, get that customized registration link, which is what you want to send out as part of your email. Simple, easy to do. Once you do that, if you use things like PowerPoint Live, and that's the way I started this this webinar, was using PowerPoint Live. I don't know if you've noticed this, but it's a great thing to use because the presenter screen is this bottom left-hand screen. So you get a full view of what you're presenting to the audience. You'll also get all these thumbnails of the slides that are going to be coming up. You'll get all your meeting notes. So if you have notes on each one of your slides, you'll be able to read this, and you'll get a nice view of the audience, people that are here, that you'll be able to see. You'll be able to see whether you get a chat, maybe a question from the audience, maybe somebody raised their hand and has a question for you. This is called, the new PowerPoint Live mode. Your audience, though, will see the presentation all at the same time. So great way to do that. And we use it all the time here. You can also use the new standout feature so that you're actually standing out in front of your presentation in here. Very easy to do. You'll notice that you can also connect your audience to all the types of questions. Forms is now built in here. So if you wanted to take a survey or a polling question using forms, you can do that now as part of your either webinar or even now part of your meetings that you have out there. So great features built right into the webinar thing. So any questions? Let's take a look and make sure that I don't have any questions out there.
I'm not seeing any questions in the little chat area, Kevin, at this time.
Okay, great. Just want to always check just in case, right?
Of course, of course.
All right. So let's talk about now integrating email into your environment. So what I did and what you have to do is you can go into one of the teams that you have, and this happens to be my Teams practice, and I've actually embedded my email right in here inside my Teams environment, and you could see that I can go in here and work on my email, never get out of Teams. It works pretty well. It is the web interface. It's not going to be your full-blown Outlook client, but you could see I get alerts here on meetings that I have coming up, and I can dismiss them. I can go in here and check both my focused email and my other email that's available here. I can look at my other folders if I have them. So all of my email is available. The reason I like it is I'm in Teams pretty much all day long. And I do mean that probably 10, 12 hours a day, I'm in Teams. This gives me the ability to stay in here, get my alerts, get everything that I need, and never really drop out of Teams. And it's pretty easy to do. All you have to do is go in here, hit the little plus button in here, and select web page. So you'll see that website is one of the options that you get here. Once you do that, here, I'll just show you how I did it. I called it email, which is great. And if you go into your settings, all you have to do is put in, obviously, an HTTPS, but outlook.office.com. That way it will take you, instead of the portal that you normally go to when you're logging into your Office 365 environment in a web browser, it's usually portal.office.com, and that takes you to your main screen of your Office 365. Put in outlook.office.com. It will ask you to log in just the first time so that it knows that it's you. And even if other people have access to this team and this channel, when they come here, they'll ask them to log in with their credentials and their email will be available to them. So if you made this, for instance, a corporate team or with the general channel and put an email tab in there, they'll have to log in one time. And since it's their team's environment, it will keep logging them into their email every single time. So great way. If you want to put email inside of your Teams environment, simple to do. All you have to do is plug in that. So pretty quick, pretty easy. Any questions? You got anything there for me, Melissa?
No, don't see anything in the chat. If anybody has any questions, please don't be shy. Put it in the chat message and we'd be happy to answer them for you.
All right, and so let's just take a look. I know that we have one more this month, and then we go into the July. Boy, this year is flying by. Oh my gosh.
Flying.
Yeah, no kidding. I can't believe we're at the end of June already. So we're going to be talking about setting up the out of office message now that you can do inside of Teams. You can also, we're going to talk about the latest updates to Microsoft Viva next week. And as you probably know, there are 4 modules that go with Microsoft Viva. In fact, I'm using one on a daily basis right now. If you take a look at mine, I have Insights installed and set up inside of my Teams environment already, and I get notified on different things that are happening. If I want to stay connected with certain people out there, it shows me who I haven't had contact with in a little while, and I can also say, look, have you done this? Yeah, I finished those to-dos. I can also go in here and look at putting some focus time on my calendar so that, for instance, tomorrow, I have an open block here from 11 to 1. I'm going to book some focus time for myself to get some work done. So you can see, very easy to do that. And to add insights, which is free, doesn't cost anything. All you have to do is go here and go into more apps, type in Insights up here in the search engine, and Insights will pop up here. So if I do it, and there it is. So very easy to do, and add it to your menu here. Piece of cake. It's the way I did it. You're also going to, Connections is another one that's available to you. That one does have a little bit more setup because it actually works with your SharePoint environment. You also have Learning, which is another one that's available. So we're going to go over all of these in next week's Together Tuesday to show you what's available to you. If anything costs money, we'll let you know what the pricing is to be able to do that. Great product, though, to actually use. It's that employee engagement platform that Microsoft has been working on for a while. So with that, any questions, anything that we can answer for you, whether it's myself, Melissa, Alex? Melissa, we got nothing?
We got nothing.
All right. Well, hey, I appreciate your time today. I know we're going to give you 8 minutes.
Nina has her hand up.
Oh, okay. What
Nina,
do you got, Nina?
If you'd like to type a question or speak up, feel free to do so.
Take a look. I didn't see I don't see a raised hand, but okay, not a problem. Oh, I guess she can't unmute. Is that it? Let's see if I can only enable her microphone or disable her microphone. So Nina, you got a question or no? Okay. Well, if you have a question, just put it in the chat menu. You can always contact anyone here at Sirius. We'll be more than happy to help you with anything that you need. And with that, I'll give you back 7 minutes in your day. Have a great day. Thanks for coming.
Thank you, everybody.